Alright guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be counting down the top 5 things that I think Blizzard should do to TBC Classic to make it great once again. I know there's a few people already writing a comment saying it wasn't great to begin with because of a character boost, and to be honest I kind of agree with you there. But nonetheless, I think Blizzard could do some things to stop people from leaving the game and probably get a few people back to playing the game. So first of all, it's no great mystery that the botting situation is an absolute shambles at the moment. I think Blizzard should implement systems which are better at catching bots and obviously prosecuting those bots. I don't think it's that complicated, to be honest. I think the system that Blizzard have in place right now to catch bots is very dated, it's very old-fashioned. I have played community MMOs, I used to play this community-made Pokemon MMO that would detect certain suspicious behaviours when you were playing the game and basically ask you to confirm, are you still playing the game, like when you watch Netflix for too long. I think they should have those kind of trigger warnings when, people are farming the same mob over and over again, or in an instance doing solo pickpocketing, all of the very well-known, gold farms that these bots are doing. I think if people are doing these well-known gold farms, then there should be something that appears on the screen to test whether that player is a human and not a bot. Very simple, could be a captcha, which could be World of Warcraft themed, write the letters that you see on screen, something that a bot could not automatically do itself. It would prevent botters from being able to just turn a bot on and leave their computer for days and days, and weeks on end until they finally get banned, if they ever actually do indeed get banned. Another system they could implement is community helpers. Some private servers do this, some MMOs do this. You apply to be like a community helper. It's not like a game master, but it's like a rank down from a game master, and if someone of that rank reports a bot, when they see a bot, it gets dealt with much faster. I think there's a number of people in the community who would want to volunteer to catch bots to help, the game and the economy of their server. Because right now, the very basic reporting system where just players can report, it's just not good enough. The system in place is it's ancient. They really need to improve, how they detect and get rid of the bots. It's all fine and dandy that, they mass ban bots now and again, but they shouldn't be able to do their botting in the first place, in my opinion. I think you can put systems in place that stop bots from botting in the first place, and they get banned in the first day of turning on that botting software. Right, moving on, number 2, I think they should remove attunements for old content, okay? One of the big reasons that TBC private servers always die down very quickly after tier 4 content is cleared, and especially after tier 5, is the attunement requirements, okay? So, say for instance you've leveled a fresh alt right now, and you want to get into the tier 5 raids. Well, okay, this is what you have to do. You have to do 3 dungeons to get attuned for Karazhan, a little bit of a quest line. You have to grind Cenarian Expedition Reputation to Revered. You have to do Slave Pens twice. Then you have to kill Nightbane, you have to kill Maggie, you have to kill Gruul, and then you have to do 3 of the hardest heroics in the game, which, by the way, without a good group, there's no guarantee that you can even finish those heroics, all to finally jump into SSC and Tempest Keep. TBC Classic is not very alt-friendly, and it's not very friendly for players who just want to return because they've been playing retail for a little bit of downtime on retail, want to go and play TBC Classic. Oh well, I've got to spend a good 2 weeks to a month getting attuned for the most recent raid, by which time the new raid for retail will be out anyway. Overall, I just think it's a lot of effort to keep up to date with the, new content in TBC Classic, and if people can't return to TBC Classic and, quickly catch up, or quickly level an alt when they're bored of their main, then it just simply very discourages people from actually playing the game, and the population will inevitably just start to dwindle and dwindle even more. I think attunements are good, right, when they are simple, and they don't discourage players from actually returning to the game and playing the game, like how they're basically set up now. So I think they should remove, first of all, right now, they should remove the Karazhan attunement, because they should just do that. And then when Hydro comes out, they should just remove the attunement for SSC and Tempest Keep, because it just allows people to catch up faster. Thirdly, I think they need to fix the economy by hotfixing all of the boost methods, all of the crazy gold farms. You know, there's no other way of saying it, but, you know, the slave pens farm or any other farm, you know, it's just an exploit. It is an exploit. I think if it was on retail, right, they would hotfix it so that people can't farm ludicrous amounts of gold, okay? I know it's cool how players can, like, achieve such crazy stuff, you know, pulling an entire dungeon with one pull and just soloing it. You know, it's quite cool and everything. And even they can even do it in heroic dungeons, might I add. But it's kind of a problem, right? It has a massive negative effect on the economy. Even warlocks right now can solo heroic slave pens. They can solo the last boss on their own if they want to. Okay, and this allows players to farm loads of gold, and when there's more and more gold in the economy, the prices of your basic consumables, you know, for your raid night drastically increase. You know, a flask on my server used to cost about 45 gold, now it's costing more 80 gold, right? So that's nearly double the price. So this negatively affects the average player's day-to-day life of playing the game, and it's probably just going to be a repeat of classic WoW, let's be honest. If people have to spend more and more of their personal time farming gold just to keep up with their consumables for the raid, it's just going to make people quit, right? Because not everyone, but let's be honest, most people who play TBC Classic, then, you know, of an older generation, you know, because we were young when the game came out, but now we're much older, we have more responsibilities and we have less time. So if you can't physically make the time to keep up with the raid content, then you just can't do it. Right now, there's actually duo mage farms that can get you like 1,000 gold per hour. So obviously it's getting out of hand. They should just stamp down on these kind of exploits to the point, you know, where there's like a pathing exploit, you know, just make the mobs path up, right? So you can't just like keep cheesing, evading mobs by, you know, jumping on a ledge, alright? Stuff like that should just be very easily hotfixed. They really should be stamping down on stuff like this, instead of stamping down on banning people in arena teams associated with people who win traded when they are in fact innocent themselves, and that is actually genuinely happening right now. You should check out Willy Bob's video on that. And just lastly, while we're talking about gold, I think GDKP should be a bannable term in the world or looking for group chat. I don't think you should be able to type it, like you can't type the N word or something. I think Blizzard should do everything in their power to make GDKP runs just not exist. I honestly just think it should be a bannable offence. I know it's a great way for people to quickly make gold and everything, and, you know, I've taken advantage of GDKP runs in the past because I've needed, you know, some extra gold, but overall they massively negatively impact the game because people can buy gold and then buy gear. It makes the game pay to win. The community is basically making the game a pay to win game when the developers have not made it that way, so I still don't understand why it isn't a bannable offence in my opinion. Moving on swiftly to my fourth point, dual spec. We all want it, let's be honest. Every TBC private server I've ever played had dual spec and it was just great. It was an absolute godsend. I know it's a big change, and it wasn't in TBC, so it doesn't stick with the spirit of TBC, but who gives a flying monkeys about that? Because it would just make the game better, or at least if they removed the respec cost. The heavy respec cost massively restricts players. You can't both effectively play PvP and PvE, okay? And I don't know about you guys, but I would play the game a lot more if I could just, you know, jump into an arena or a battleground after my raid, but to effectively do that, as a Shadow Priest for instance, I need to respec for the silent ability, and when I've specced into the silent ability, I'm taking a DPS drop. On my Warlock, I also want to experiment with different builds for fun. I can't really do that without massively breaking the bank, because, you know, I'm not even level 70 and a respec's already costing me 30 gold because I've been messing around too much. And the character boost, you know, in itself was a really bold change. So I don't understand why dual spec is like less of a bold change than the character boost. So I think we just need to crack on and give us dual spec, honestly. You know, have the hefty gold cost that it had in Wrath of the Lich King, or even maybe more, so it would help, you know, with the economy, because it would be a good gold sink. And lastly, I think we need to fix the damn bugs, obviously. Okay, it seems like every day I log in, people are talking about new bugs, Right, the demons in Alcatraz stay stood up when they die. The Skyguard quests were bugged when they came out. The Brewfest quests were bugged for Horde. KT and Vash had bugged mechanics when they came out. The loot in the new raids is actually bugged, certain loot isn't dropping. And even some of the old raids are bugged, right? How the hell does that happen? Probably has a lot to do with the TBC Classic crew being a skeleton crew. And obviously I think that should change. Okay, if Blizzard really care about earning back consumer respect, trust, and let's be honest, their money, they should be working on making their games better, not replacing women with fruit. You know, when I was younger, I received some very simple advice, and it has been engraved into my brain. If you want to be successful in life, do the work. It's a very simple, three-worded phrase, very applicable to many aspects of life. If you want a good result out of something, you have to do the work. Blizzard have to do the work to make TBC Classic great again. And furthermore, if you want to earn their respect back as a company. But you know guys, I hate making negative videos, but it seems like it's all that anyone ever wants to talk about these days. So I want to end the video on a very strange but positive note, okay? Did you know a nearly extinct rhino, the greater one-horned rhino, its population is actually on the rise? I feel like all you hear about when it's about animals is, oh, this animal's near and is endangered, this animal's extinct. But here's an actual animal, rare rhino species, that's actually increasing in population because of repeated failed poaching attempts and investment into rhino conservation projects and nature reserves. So there you go, let's all be happy about rhinos for the rest of the day. My name is MetaGoblin. Until my next video. Ciao.